Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Johnny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the past Pokemon games on the Nintendo Switch, starting with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. So this is a video where I want to revisit the older Switch games, only the mainline series Pokemon games, because they have come a long way with releasing 4 mainline titles of Pokemon games on the Nintendo Switch. So it's always good to revisit some of those classics to see how they compare to the latest version of Pokemon Legends Arceus in terms of improvements. The first one right off the bat we're going to start off with is Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. So I'm actually playing the Eevee version. There's really not much difference between both versions, so it doesn't really matter. Now that I remember, I don't even know if you need both controllers. I think, yeah, you do. You can still use both controllers on here, but I know that you can use it as just using the Pokeball as well. That's another thing. Let's look at the intro to see what it compares to the other games. Personally, I think this intro is kind of one of the cooler intros in a Pokemon game, in my opinion. I mean, it just looks really awesome on the intro, as you guys can see. It's a bit different. It's kind of basic, but you can see your Eevee in the background just walking around. But it looks really nice. I like the art style. Now, this game has been out for quite some time, since this is the first major Pokemon game that's been out for the Nintendo Switch. I'm pretty much digging the artwork. Everything here looks pretty cool. I don't know. I really like the artwork. All right, so it turns out that I haven't played this in a while, but I think you really don't need to have both Joy-Cons on if you're gonna use it. But wow, I really do like the artwork. You know, I think in the past I bashed this game a lot, but now looking at the artwork and the animations on the screen, it really doesn't look too bad now that I think about it. I remember I was getting a little bit mad because, oh wow, why couldn't we get like really cool next gen graphics? But man, the artwork in this game, even though it is a Generation 1 remake, looks pretty sick. I can really appreciate the artwork in this game. I know people were complaining when this came out, like, why can't we get those really awesome 4K graphics? But I have to say the artwork looks better in this. And recently playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it really doesn't compare. Like, this is better. This is way better. Now, we're going to look into certain stuff like the environments. Just look how they're really colorful. And that's something that I really like about this game. It just looks really colorful and lively. Even though the wild Pokemons are right here, it looks really awesome as well. Like, even lively. I don't know how to explain it. But the wild Pokemon were a little bit different in this game. I think the encountering wasn't too bad. It was kind of a simple down basic. I don't remember. It was like Pokemon Go. It was still alright, I guess. A lot of people liked it. I know some people definitely didn't like it because it needed some improvements. But otherwise, it looks really good for the most part. I would say for the most part, it still looks really good. The technique and everything. In terms of connectivity, you get the basics, you know. I always thought the trading on here was kind of weird because it was by symbols. Like if you were going to play with a faraway player, it was by symbols. I feel like that was one of the weirder things of this game. I haven't updated my Nintendo Switch because I'm playing on the original one. And I mean, it looks really good. For the most part, I definitely like how it looks. And it doesn't look bad at all. As well as for battles, let's see if we can seek a battle somewhere. I haven't been able to find a battle, but man, everything looks really nice. Let's go into the Pokemart. And then even the Pokemart looks really lively. I don't know why they didn't make Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl with these graphics, to be honest. I think it would have been a better game if they would have made it with these. I'm one of those people that complain about the chibi style characters. I mean, they are cute and they look somewhat cool, but I don't know. You just can't compare it to this one. This one is hands down better in terms of that. The only problem with this one is that they kind of remove the competitive aspects. So let's see what's in my party. Since I haven't played this in a while, I have a Flareon here. You don't really get your Eevees and Ivies. You still get your Natures. I don't remember if you get your... I think you still get your Eevees. And they still... I think they're still Ivies, but I don't know. It's just been dumbed down to a different level, if you know what I mean. You don't really get the full competitive aspects of everything that you can do over there. I don't even think you can breed Pokemon in this game. Yeah, I don't think you can. Alright, so let's see what this guy wants. So yeah, the only trouble that I didn't really like was sometimes you would only battle the trainers. I always liked that aspect that you were be able to battle a wild Pokemon. I don't know why they removed that. That was just me. I know that the shiny hunting was done more easier. But look at the battle animations in this game. They still hold up. I don't know. These are old models, 3D models of Pokemon, but you know, they still really look pretty solid. And as you guys can see, we're going to use Flare Blitz, and they won't obey because my level of Pokemon is higher. But it looks really cool. As you guys can see, the animations don't look bad, as people say that it looks bad. Obviously, another cool thing that this game had is that you could actually have a second player join in with you. Your friend. I don't remember what it was. Let me see. We'll see. I think with the other Joy-Con you could have 2 people. That was some stuff that they kind of introduced that was different, kind of like a multiplayer thing. But it was pretty interesting. I don't think this Pokemon's gonna do any attack. He's just still napping. Probably should have went to my PC. Yeah, I don't know. He went to sleep. But yeah, you could actually have 2 players. I think that's what the second Joy-Con was for, where I messed up. I don't know. I don't even think I can quit the battle. They're all asleep. Let's switch to Clefable. Yeah, even the animations, the screen look really good. I still think it holds up to today. I mean, the game definitely was different, and you know, the Nintendo Switch OLED has already came out, so if you're playing this on the OLED, I mean, you probably really like how it looks on the OLED. That's another thing, the OLED makes the colors pop a lot out in this game. The other feature that I think that was really cool is definitely, like I mentioned earlier, it's definitely that 2-player thing. I don't remember how to start it though. It was the 2-player thing. And you had your Eevee there. You could partner play with it. Kind of basic stuff. But it was really cool. How do I take out my second player? Alright, I have a second controller here, but I don't know. It's not letting me take him out. Let me move my... Options, open controller settings. Tells you what controller you want to use. Doesn't really reset you out. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this game. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. There we go. You just have to throw it like it's a Pokeball, and then you both can throw it at the same time. See, that was kind of a really cool feature in this game that I have to admit, how you can have 2 players. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't even know. I think I'm getting like, is it Joy-Con drift? I don't know. It's kind of hard doing this by sitting on the chair. You can do it by sitting on the chair if I remember, but yeah, it kind of sucks. But anyways, if you guys are seeing this, like I'm literally walking with 2 players. That's insane. That is crazy. So I think that was something really different in terms of any other Pokemon game has never really done that, where you can literally have 2 people play at the same time and go to different locations. So so I gotta admit, it looks really nice, and I think this game, if it had more aspects, you know, maybe all the Pokemon at least from generation 1 through 7, I think it would have been better. And if they had added more battle competitive aspects, I think this game would have been good. Looking at it back in a perspective, the art style may not be the most advanced 3D game that we have seen with like amazing details, but it's definitely a better artwork than I actually seen in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Alright, so now we're gonna actually move on to the next game. Alright, so now we're going to move on to Pokemon Sword and Shield. And as you guys can see, it has a nice intro. I think this is a really cool intro because it shows you once you beat the Elite Four and what Pokemon you used at the Champions League. And it shows the Pokemon logo, Pokemon Sword right there, which looks really cool. Let's go ahead and start it up then. Alright, so right as you see here, we are back to the traditional Pokemon games style. To be honest, many people were complaining about this style, artwork animation, but I mean, it kind of like, as I go back to it, from playing Pokemon Let's Go, it kind of looks similar to that. It even feels a little bit more detailed. I can definitely see why people said certain areas look really bad, but not all of the areas look too bad. I mean, that looked pretty decent to me. As you guys can see, like, this town looks pretty amazing. I know we are here always complaining about the graphics and everything. I feel like it looks really good. It doesn't look bad at all. You can ride your bicycle, which is pretty cool. As you guys can see, this looks really amazing. I mean, we gotta give it credit where it's due. It wasn't entirely bad. And the wild Pokemon were pretty cool in here as well. Now that I think about it, encountering wild Pokemon was pretty awesome. You can still see them in the overworld. I know a lot of people were complaining that about the capturing mechanics. Capturing mechanic is traditional. You know, we get the traditional Pokemon stuff. Battles don't look really too bad either. It looks really decent. Nah, the models, I guess you could say that the art style, I mean, it fits with the art style. It does fit with the art style, but obviously they're not advanced or anything like Legends Arceus, but it's not too bad. I mean, I like it. One of the main reasons I think people were complaining was it's just looked too cartoonish. I just feel like many people were seeing other types of games where, you know, the graphics just look way better even for a Nintendo Switch console. But I mean, in terms of the art style they went with this game, I wouldn't necessarily say it was the worst that they have made. I think this is still the primary Pokemon game to be playing on the Nintendo Switch, to be honest. Now I can definitely see why the lakes or the water or the river got a lot of hate. It really doesn't look that detailed, which I can definitely agree with that. It does not look too well detailed or anything, but otherwise it looks okay. Now, this game introduced a lot of different stuff like Gigantamax. Let me see if I have a Gigantamax Pokemon here. I don't even know if I have a Gigantamax. It introduced that feature, which was different than other Pokemon games. I mean, every Pokemon game has introduced like some kind of new feature where it's either Dynamax or something like that. Pokemon Sword and Shield definitely looks alright, I guess. I mean, it's not the worst game I've seen. I think we can swim here. I don't know why I wasn't able to. Maybe I haven't unlocked the 2 yet. The other thing I like about it is that you can literally go to your PC box from your Pokedex. You really don't have to do much to go to your PC box. Alright, so I think I have some Gigantamax Pokemon. Thought I had Gigantamax Pokemon. Where's my Gigantamax? Well, I think the Gigantamax feature is something I did like. I think they did an amazing job with that. They did not fail us when it comes to Gigantamax Pokemon and stuff. That was definitely a good feature. Alright, so the open wild area is the thing that's probably the most curious to people. I mean, if you played this game, the wild area is what definitely is where many people had their issues with. Because it wasn't really like the most, I would say, detail. It was, they did a good job with the raids. The raids were fine. In my opinion, the raids are definitely something I would like to see in a future Pokemon game. I mean, it would be kind of a mistake not to bring it back because it kept people doing stuff online. And one of the things about Sword and Shield is that I feel like it definitely is the Pokemon game with the most best online features. As much as you want to complain about competitiveness of not every Pokemon being back and stuff, the online features in this game were out of this world. The reason why I say that is because you get raids that you can go with your friends, which is an extra thing that they allowed you. But another thing is that you have a rank in online battles. No other Pokemon game has really done it to the extent of this one. Because I've played all the other Pokemon games and no other Pokemon game has really done that. I mean, if you could sit here and tell me that a Pokemon game did that, that would be pretty awesome. But I mean, in the wild area, they haven't really done that. Where you can get ranked and stuff. But as you guys can see, I mean, this is why people were mad. I can definitely see what they were talking about. And I noticed that when you connect online with multiple people, it would like lag. And it would even lag sometimes even without you wanting it to lag. It would just lag. I mean, it wasn't a limitation. I think it was basically they were testing out to make a wild area. And if you played Pokemon Legends Arceus, you know that it has improved a lot. But I mean, it's really good. It looks cool to me for the most part. But it was one thing I didn't like about the wild area is that it was just kind of empty. There was stuff to do like minor tasks and stuff, but I have to admit it was kind of empty for the most part. It was kind of dead. Like you had a couple of things you had to do there, and that was pretty much it. But it was pretty much dead for a while. So what I say about Sword and Shield, I think Sword and Shield gets a lot of hate. Definitely was a mistake for them removing Pokemon, but they did bring a significant amount of Pokemon back in the DLC. I have to say that is definitely something they improved upon it. They did improve upon the game from when it was released. But in terms of online thing and stuff to do after you beat the game, I think the online in here is definitely beating any other Pokemon game that has come out. Simply because of the reason you get a rank. I know that in the older ones you get rank leaderboards, but in here you get to get different ranks that gives you the motivation to go ahead and do more online battles, so you can get like the Master Ball rank. in online battles, and I think that was a really cool thing in this game. I don't know if this one was the timer issue. I think that they should have fixed that a long time ago, because there's people that get battles that they just do it for fun and there's no reason for them to end the timer. It has its flaws, but overall it was a pretty good game. At the end of the day, they brought most of the Pokemon back, you know, with the 2 DLCs that came out. They introduced a lot of Pokemons that we liked from previous generations. I know that they still kept out a lot. Who knows if they will ever bring that back. But either way, it was a solid game for the most part. And the onlines is definitely better than any other Pokemon games I've played. I mean, you get your raids, you get everything online. So, yeah. I think that's where we're going to stop it for this game, and we're going to move on to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now we're going to be moving on to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Now, this is actually one of the recent Pokemon games, so it hasn't really been a long time since this game has actually came out. And we're going to go ahead and see it. And does it still hold up to today? I feel like with this game, a lot of people like it and dislike it. I personally am a Generation 4 person that likes Generation 4. It was one of the most memorable games I ever played. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Platinum were probably my most favorite Pokemon games of the DS times, when the DS came out. Just really liked it. I was still a kid and I was still playing Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I just really liked it. So we're looking at the intro, and the intro looks really good. It looks kind of like the original one, so I definitely like the intro. I think this one brought a different intro. It made it a little different. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. You get your nice little intro there. And the Pokemon Diamond logo, Brilliant Diamond logo with the Dialga in the back. Kind of like the original DS one. And it looks cool. I might get a little bit of hate for this, but yeah, I'm really not feeling these chibi animations. They do not look good. I personally think that they're alright. I guess they're an updated graphics instead of the original 2D that we're used to. But I mean, I really don't like it. Like, I feel like this one is probably the one they slacked off on the most in terms of a remake. Because, I don't know. We were bashing Let's Go a lot about their animation style. About it not having the best graphics, not being able to handle it. But I mean, just look at this one. It just looks... I don't know. I feel like they took a step backwards with this game. Instead of like... I would have been fine if they would have just used the Let's Go engine in this one. But they didn't. They used this instead. I really don't like that. I still don't like it to this day. I mean, the battles look fine. They look kind of like Let's Go. I feel like they're kind of more dual though. Or they might be around the same as Let's Go. But... I just have to admit, I really do not like the way they actually made this one. There's certain areas where like the cutscenes and the I guess the Champions League or the Elite Four look better, but in terms of like here, it just looks basic. I'm gonna have to stick to that. I do like that they had the Poke Edge, but this was in the original as well. They introduced a couple new things, I guess. The underground is much more extensive. Definitely a major props for that. I mean, they had to put something there as well, or else they would have just made it pretty dual. But in terms of inspiration, I don't really think this game really did much. I do like the fact that it has a more competitive aspect than Let's Go. That is definitely a major up, and they kept it original. So if you like the original and you just want 3D graphics with it, it looks cool, but I feel like they could have done so much more. Now the GTS, where the GTS station was, has been updated, as you guys can see. This is pretty cool. The GWS, I still would have preferred a GTS, but I feel like they're never gonna bring it back. I mean, they made their apps on the phone where you can transfer your Pokemon, so they're really not bringing that back. That's for sure. The GTS is gone for everybody. But other than that, I mean, it doesn't look bad either, I guess. You can trade Pokemon here, as you guys can see. But it doesn't really inspire me. I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't inspire me at all to play. I feel like this one was more lacking in terms of other games. The Global Wonder Station is cool though. They do make the Wonder Trades better. So I mean, you get items. You can get rare candies if you trade all day or something, and you can end up collecting your data for how many trades you throw around the world. The good thing about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is that, well, Pokemon can follow you now. That's definitely something that was cool. But Let's Go also had that Pokemon can follow you as well. Even though it was laggy, I think I still prefer it over there. I almost forgot to showcase that. And here, dude, I think they can follow you as well. Yeah, they can. Now that I think about it, they can. I mean, they definitely brought stuff to try to make it better, but is it enough? No. I mean, even the size of the Pokemon look kind of ridiculous to this point. But it's cool, I guess. They made a little small improvements. I guess that looks somewhat alright. The global rooms, I guess, are cool. I do like the global rooms when it comes to trading. It allows you to trade with more people. But then again, I think that was in the original one as well. So, I don't know. They really didn't inspire much. But the underground is definitely something that is way better than the other games. The underground, you could definitely find like other region Pokemons. They definitely improved upon that. Nice little tweaks that they did with it were really cool. I think the underground is definitely one of the things that kept a lot of people coming back to it. But other than that, it's pretty plain dead. I think people still play this game though. And recently we had the events, which was something cool as well. This game definitely got a lot of love for the events. The Shaman event, the Darkrai event, I mean the Arceus event. Well, that was pretty cool as well. And they kept those events, which, I mean, they had to, because this game was on its last legs. In terms of that, it really did perform in different ways. I mean, I'm not saying it's entirely the worst Pokemon game I played. But I don't know. I just feel like the animations could have been done a better job. And people are going to say, oh, it's not all about the graphics. I get it. It's not really all about the graphics. But for me, I feel like this one just, I don't know. The graphics weren't really that good. I did enjoy it when I first played it, though. I will say that. I did enjoy it. But I feel like they could have done way much more. And I think the other thing I'm gonna showcase is that we're going to Ramana's Park. So yeah, we're gonna go to Ramana's Park. I think Ramana's Park was pretty cool though. They did improve a lot. They allow you to capture like legendary Pokemon that you normally can't capture. So, and also, I don't think you had to have Pokemon's learns HMs in here, so that was cool as well. Just life of improvements from the original. And Ramana's Park was cool as well. I mean, this was a little nice addition. You know how I always thought these statues were cool here. But yeah, I mean, this is the art style they went with. It's their art style. I really can't complain much. They decided to go with the chibi art style in this game, but I personally, I don't find this the best art style they could have gone with. The battles are kind of like Let's Go. Not really that good though. So I think out of all of the games I played, I think this one was the most uninspired Pokemon game, in my opinion. Let's Go was a little bit different, but at least it kind of stuck with a better art style. So I think that's all for this game that I'm going to showcase. I'm not saying it's the worst game that you shouldn't play it. But I mean, if you want to play Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, go ahead. If you have never played Gen 4, I definitely recommend it. But other than that, I feel like the art style was a major letdown. I cannot praise this game too much. I can praise it that it is original from the nostalgic of the original Diamond and Pearl, but other than that, I really can't give this game much praise. I feel like they really lacked in this one. Now we're going to be checking out Legends Arceus. Now this is definitely a entirely different whole category in terms of where the Pokemon direction is headed to. I think this game is probably the best one that has come out of the Nintendo Switch in terms of right now of graphics, gameplay engine. Everything looks amazing about this game. A lot of people really like this game. I liked it as well. I'm not gonna lie. Would I replay it? Probably not. That's the only thing that I didn't really feel there was replayability unless you're shiny hunting. So the graphics style here is definitely improved. As you guys can see, we're finally getting like a little bit more animations, you know, little towns where you can see everything. I don't know, the art style just looks better, the animations look better, they're a little bit more detailed, but you can't tell me these trees look like super realistic. But they do look better from definitely a big improvement from the previous games. So the only thing that is pretty bad here is that you don't really get any connectivity features, which I get it. They weren't really trying to make this a competitive Pokemon game. It is a mainline series, but I always felt this game was an introduction to the new game engine they're going to be using for Scarlet Violet, and the new Pokemon games that are coming out. And you know, the graphics look pretty good. I mean, yeah, hell yeah, they look way better. The environments somewhat look better. I also like the fact how the game engine feels more smooth. As you guys can see, yeah, it just looks way better and detailed. And I like the way it looks. I definitely like the way it looks. And I can't really complain about it. The battle system is really awesome. And you can also capture Pokemon. If you don't feel like battling them, you can just capture them in the wild. I think that was really one of the coolest things that they did with this one, where you could like throw a Pokeball and capture a Pokemon in the wild. It just made it seem really cool. I think this is something that they have to do in the future when it comes to their games. Not necessary, but I mean, it definitely made an improvement. I think I went to the wrong island. This one doesn't really show the best graphics off of this. I went to the wrong one. Let's go to a different one. Now, the storyline, many people said they liked the storyline, but I have to disagree with the storyline. I felt like the storyline it lacked a lot of stuff. I don't know. It wasn't really that good in my opinion. I know some people liked it, and you know, you're entitled to your opinion, but the storyline to this game was doo-doo to me. I'm sorry. It was just kind of boring and predictable. It's just what it seemed like. Of course, Pokemon's a kid game, but I mean, I would say it's for all ages. I just didn't like the story. It was too simple, and it ended short. And if anything, it left more questions than anything. For me, it left a lot of questions, a lot of stuff like what's with this, what was happening with that, what was gonna continue to happen with that. I mean, that's just how it felt for me. Pokemon can't really follow you in this one, but yeah, I mean, you can take them out of your Pokeball and they can come out for a little bit, which is cool, I guess. But yeah, Pokemon can't really follow you, but I think it's still pretty cool, I guess. Now that I think about it, the graphics are improved in this game, but I don't know. I feel like they're kind of basic too. People were saying, "Oh, well, the engine looks better." Nah, man. I mean, just look at the water. It's definitely an art style, but I wouldn't say the graphics were the best. They're better than other Pokemon games, but I kind of still like Let's Go. I don't know. Let's Go really had really nice animation graphics. This ones don't look too bad, but I wouldn't say they look the best now that I think about it in retrospect. The trees have improved from the wild area from Sword and Shield. They're definitely better than Sword and Shield, but I wouldn't come to say they're critically acclaimed graphics. I mean, you can still see their limitations on the Nintendo Switch. But the fact is that the thing I liked about this game the most were definitely the game engine. It just feels better. The Pokemon in wild battles do have better animations, and you know the Pokemon in the wild also had more animations as well. And certain stuff looks better, but look at that grass. You're gonna tell me that grass looks realistic? Come on, it doesn't look realistic. The trees do look better in detail though. I think they did a great job with that. But I don't know. It kind of has like a blurry effect. I don't know. People like it a lot. I mean, I did like it. I was blown away when I first played the game. I was like, wow, they finally improved the Pokemon engine. I mean, I think this is the most limitation they'll have on the Nintendo Switch. I think they could probably still do a better job, though. But for a Pokemon game, this is not bad. This is definitely not the worst I have seen. I mean, just look at the battle animations. The battle animations is one of the things just feels right. You can move your trainer around. Just makes it feel more lively and everything. However, this game, I don't know if it has a competitive aspect. I would say it doesn't really have a competitive aspect because there is no online battling. But it definitely does look good. And I feel that they really did bring out some features that are cool that we definitely have to see in future Pokemon games. Like the flying, the surfing. I mean, soaring in the sky in Oras, and that was an old game that had like really bad graphics. But soaring in the sky was really good in that game. And I liked it in this one as well. The climbing of the environments was also something that was really unique to this game. But overall, I like how the engine ran really good. Like, there was no lag in this game. I do like this game, and I will say it does look better than Sword and Shield, but I wouldn't say that it's the most inspiring Pokemon game. I don't know. I kind of really do miss having to go through route to route like in Pokemon Let's Go, the first generation. I don't want a Generation 1 game again, but I do want something with those graphics, with more stuff. But then again, I don't know. This is a mainline Pokemon game. It is a mainline Pokemon game. And we might see that with Scarlet Violet more as the future games come out. So, I don't know. We might see a big improvement. And they did a good job. If I'm looking at that bird right there, that just doesn't look natural to me. That looks like it's going really, really slow. But it looks cool. I also like the enraged Pokemon that you can find in the wild. I think that was actually pretty cool as well. Alright, now it's not really lagging. Now it looks more natural. I mean, I guess the art style, I feel like you can't really criticize every Pokemon game based on the graphics because they're not going to have the best graphics, but every game has its own art style and it's different from each other. So that's what it is. Everything is different from each other. But it's definitely an improvement from what we've seen in the past, though. And I guess this game looks really good. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I think I'm pretty much done exploring these videos. I mean, I just wanted to take a small look back of the previous Pokemon games and show you guys what they look like. And I think some of them look better than others. Some of them look really good. Some of them just look kind of basic. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Peace out.